Hello, I'm Archie Dunlop, and this is Talking Astrology with Archie for the week starting on Monday, January the 30th, 2012. January the 30th represents a rather awful anniversary. It's the 79th anniversary that Hitler came to power. That means that Nazi Germany is an Aquarian organization because the sun was in Aquarius when Hitler became German Chancellor. Now, Aquarians are often seen as nice, liberal, open-minded people, but really I'm not completely convinced by this characterization. Aquarius is ruled by the sign Saturn, and that can be a very harsh planet, and things born when the sun is in Aquarius, and that includes governments as well as people, can be authoritarian. They can even be fascists. In Iran, the Ayatollah and the Islamic regime came to power when the sun was in Aquarius. So that's a reminder that Aquarius is a sign that we really do have to be careful about. People talk about the age of Aquarius. Well, actually, the age of Aquarius doesn't start for many, many centuries into the future. But when it does start, I'm not convinced it's going to be great. So be careful. And if you are an Aquarian, don't be offended. I'm sure you're the one who is liberal and who is open-minded and who means well. Now, as far as the specifics of this week are concerned, probably the big event is Neptune moving from Aquarius to Pisces. Now, Neptune is the planet of spirituality. It's also the planet of confusion and deception. Now, Pisces is a sign which is of a rather similar nature. Pisceans can be very emotional. They can be like the sea. So when Neptune goes into Pisces, things can really start to dissolve. And Neptune going into Pisces is not a one-day wonder. It stays in Pisces until 2025. So work out how old you're going to be in 2025. I already have, and it's not pretty. So, Neptune going into Pisces, what's going to happen? Well, the last time Neptune was in Pisces, except for a few months last summer, was in the middle of the 19th century. And at that time, there was an increasing interest in spirituality, in particular spiritualism. People were trying to get in touch with their dead relatives. And maybe over the next 13 years, we're going to get a similar picture. It's certainly not going to be identical, but I think in terms of people's spirituality, people are going to realize how important it is to believe in some higher supernatural being. But maybe belief is not going to be enough. They're going to want evidence. So increasingly, people are going to be looking for a direct experience of God, and they might feel that traditional Christian forms of worship are just not good enough, and they're going to be looking for God in rather unusual ways, which right now, we might not have occurred to us. On a more cynical level, it is perhaps a very good time to be starting a religion. Now, aside from Neptune going into Pisces, there is an opposition aspect between Venus and Mars, which dominates the early part of the week. Now, Venus and Mars are the planets of the female and the male principle. So when Venus and Mars are opposite each other, there can be problems. There's a lot of excitement, so if you're involved in a new relationship, the sparks are really going to fly. But there could be a fundamental difference of approach and a difference of opinion. So if you get into a new relationship this week, don't expect it to be easy. It is a meeting of opposites. And when you get a meeting of opposites, you often get a chemical reaction. So be careful. Anyway, thanks for listening to me and have a great week.